How long gone? Still West Coast, and it's a beautiful day in God's country over here in Berkeley, California. I'm looking at the bridge from my window. I'm staying at a very funny, interesting hotel that has a lot of quirks, Jason.
Quirked up, shawty. Okay, what to do? Also, I was telling you that tweet about Berkeley that I saw a few days ago.
Repeat it for the people at home.
This is the Twitter account at hopes_revenge. Avatar seems to be a hamster taking a selfie, walking around downtown Berkeley, and it's just flocks of beautiful Chinese girls whose dad owns the factory that makes 60 to 80% of the world's Christmas decorations and urine smell. What say you, Chris? I know college, we're in between college right now, summer break, so I don't know if you're getting a full rundown of what's going on there.
No, it's actually, it feels, I mean, I've been here during school and it feels obviously busier, but it doesn't feel not busy. And the piss smell is strangely apparent on certain corners.
Really?
Yeah, that's real.
Pissy town.
I've noticed that, but I'm staying at this hotel that Jonah Weiner suggested to me. It's called the Berkeley City Club, and it's like this architectural landmark. And it was designed by a famous architect named Julia Morgan. It has this crazy indoor pool.
It sounds like a D-League British football team, I gotta say.
It does.
We got Berkeley City this weekend.
It's like,
fuck.
You can stay. It's basically a members club for 85-year-olds who want to swim and play bocce ball, but then they also have like boarding rooms. It feels like I'm at like I'm hidden away at like an all-girls school. And
Well, okay, what's the difference between a boarding room and a hotel room?
A boarding room.
Exactly.
There's no TV, which I'm fine with. There's no desk, which is a little annoying. I would say it's a double bed. The bathroom, it does have a lot of charm, I will say, but it feels like, let me say this, and I need to be humbled at all times. So after 3 nights at the Chateau Marmont, I needed to be slapped in the face of a 3-star reality that I should be living in, and I find this quite charming.
It does look. I'm looking at pics. It looks very charming. It looks like an amazing sick classic building, like all the tile work and the lobby and the swimming pool is a one of a kind. Look like a goddamn Wes Anderson type shit, but. I'm looking at the hotel room. I'm looking at the double bed. It is obviously given Nana Black's house in many ways, but also so are the rooms at the Chateau Marmont. They're both giving Nana, Granny's rickety old. Yeah, but let
me tell you, as a guy who's got boots on the ground, we ain't the same. I can, but it is but it has funny stuff like there's a sign. Like I woke up and was like, hey, where can I get coffee? And the woman just points, and there's a sign that says coffee corner. And you turn to the corner, and there's just coffee there, and it's just like
coffee's in the coffee corner, you fucking idiot.
The coffee's in the coffee corner, you fucking idiot. And then there's also I was like, oh, I need to put my Surmelin in the fridge, and there's no fridge in the room. And they're like, oh, don't worry, there's a community fridge. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? So I have to put, so it's very crunchy Berkeley, like you have to use your walker to get here and play bocce ball with your 4 friends after you read 3 newspapers. And there's like the best part is there's a public computer, like old school internet cafe style.
And they just got it.
Where it's like
to adapt to the tech age.
A black Dell that is people are using. I frequently use, like I've seen people using it every time I've been in the lobby. It's fucking crazy.
There's a line forming because everyone has to play their Sudokus. Okay, so it's looking like when you call it a boarding room and not a hotel room, and it feels, and the community fridge, and maybe there's some community bathrooms and things like that. It feels like they're old people that are holding on to what life was like as a wealthy traveler in the 60s, where you get that kick of nostalgia where yes, it's at the highest level of what was going on back then.
Yeah, for sure.
For the most part,
it's a beautiful
which I guess really do old people get pleasure out of sort of these substandard services?
Well, I think
because it's what they grew up with.
I mean, I think if you want to stay in Berkeley, your options are pretty limited. Like this is right in the city. Like I can walk. I can walk everywhere. I walked to Chez Panisse last night. It was 20 minutes. So it's like. I think the options.
Can you get some scrambled eggs, sourdough toast, and avocado there, though?
No, you can't. But I will say, I wanted to ask you about this. If you've heard of this, I tried a new fruit last night. And I think it was called
what was his name?
Plucot, which is a plum apricot hybrid, and it was on a dessert. It was on a galette, and boy howdy, did it fucking smack.
Are you sure it wasn't a pluote?
Yeah, pluote. Sorry, yeah, pluote.
Okay.
Plurocrat feels like some sort of new political. No, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, yes, you're right.
Yeah. Because instead of combining the plum and the apricot, I think they just removed the C because it was like you said, it was sounding a little bit like a new party that has emerged on the right.
That shit rocked.
Okay, so you had a pluote galette, good little RuPaul Drag Race name there for a chefy,
very
for a chefy gal.
Beautiful color.
Yeah, I mean,
beautiful color.
I daydream about the Chez Panisse fruit program. Pause ahead of time. Because it's just unmatched, you know, in the form of a galette or a ice cold pewter dish.
We didn't do that.
The 7 best pluote segments in the valley.
We didn't do that this time. We went with a strawberry ice cream, and then there was like a honey cake with. It was delicious with like strawberries. So I was getting as much fruit as possible without going full fruit bowl. It's rare that I encounter a new fruit. Again, it's not
because it gives you some of that apricot flavor, but you don't have the kind of fuzzy skin that the peaches and the apricots get. It's more of a taut purpley plum skin.
Yeah, the color was very nice. The color was very nice. I took that away with me.
And they're so sweet too.
Dude, they're so sweet, man.
If you, as long as you eat them at the correct ripeness, which most people do not do with stone fruit because they're afraid of a naughty little mush in their mouth.
Well, I mean, I was able to order 2 different salads last night with confidence because I know that obviously those lettuces are as organic and hand pulled from a local farm as possible. I didn't check the lines. I was going to do, because there's
would be so lucky to get diarrhea from the salad.
The charm of Berkeley is the lack of corporate businesses. That's kind of part of the whole thing, is that it feels like Atlanta's little 5 Points in its heyday. So there's like, how are there 10 bong shops on the main drag? I'll never know. What they're
still got Mick Evil stickers up on the stop signs.
Dude, it's really, I'm like, how are any of these places in business? But then I remember that college students, even the smartest ones in the world, their standards are low for most things. So
their brains and bodies are still developing from childhood.
But I was trying to do a Sweet Green drive-by to see if people were if people were still eating giant bowls of lettuce right now. If our brightest minds, but the Sweet Green that was on the other side of town that I walked by yesterday, it was closed by the time I was over there, so I didn't get to check it out.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Everyone should check on all of their salad sellers in their life. Check on them, make sure they're going okay during these trying times in lettuces.
I'm praying for all our lettuce dealers for sure. It's a tough time in the lettuce community, and check on your heads, bro. Check on
your head. I mean, it's interesting as we become healthier people over time. It seems like the sale of lettuces has gone down and the sale of ice creams has only gone up. I feel like the ice cream market, it's really blowing up. And the lettuce market, we're feeling stagnant.
There's a crazy froyo place here that I really want to try, but the line it's been here forever. It's like a 40-year old school place, but the line's so long every day that it's not worth it. But yesterday I was having a coffee outside, and I was sitting next to like a smoothie.
You talking about Yogurt Park?
Yeah, it looks so sick, and everybody says it's amazing, but there's just been literally 30 or 40 kids in line all day, every day, middle of the day, night. Yesterday I was sitting outside having a coffee, and I was next to a like an acai place, and they had a sign outside advertising a bowl that they offer that had 50 grams of protein. And
50 G's in a acai bowl. This bowl is void of ground turkey breast and cottage cheeses.
I didn't see any ground turkey breast or cottage cheese in the photo, but the photos can be deceiving. But it was a mother and a son walking by. The son was probably 10 to 12. He was wearing like a full soccer kit, and the son stops and is like, "Mom, I need this," and she's like, "Son, you're 12. You don't need 50 grams of protein." He's like, "No, I need." He takes a picture of it, and I'm like,
Andrew Tate told me I need to eat this bowl.
Yeah, this is a different planet that we're living in. Like a 10 to 12-year-old fifth grader who doesn't even know like if his dick works or not yet, worried about getting protein, that's dark as hell. That's so dark.
Right. No, I mean, at what age should a child begin prioritizing their macros, I guess?
The mom laughed at him because the mom saw me laughing. And I was like, that's for us old guys, big bro. You don't need that yet. And this kid's also like,
he said, get off my back, fat ass.
Yeah, literally. This kid weighs like fucking 40 pounds. I mean, he's skinny as. It was just the whole thing was like, this feels crazy. It feels like I just didn't know that that's how bad it's gotten. But then I'm like, of course that's where we are. Like, how could it not be there?
Yeah, and the interesting part about it is it's not just happening, in these liberal tech futuristic strongholds like the Bay Area. Like there are AAA baseball kids in Missouri and Idaho and shit who are prioritizing their protein intake at the age of 7.
Yeah, for sure. If you're wearing Pit Viper sunglasses, a fitted hat, and have a mullet, and you wear a necklace, and your dad drives a truck, there ain't no. You're either eating Slim Jims or something. You're getting protein somewhere.
You're getting your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're getting the naked Chick-fil-A nuggets. You're eating them dry and calling everyone in your family a faggot for being weak and not having the Polynesian dipping sauce or whatever.
It's too much, man. It's too much. It really made me like that. That's more concerning to me than all of the technology issues that we're facing. I would say,
like you would rather have them openly watching pornography in class than logging their meals.
It just seems like as they say, youth is wasted on the young. I feel like this is
that part.
It's too much, man. It's too much. But otherwise,
once that little kid finally becomes cool, his body will be shut down and he will no longer be playing AAA baseball.
No way.
What a twisted life we live, Chris. I want to give a shout out to Spain. We can close the World Cup book forever. And Robbie Williams did get busted on live television.
It wasn't Coke, bro. It wasn't Coke.
Falling out, but he's claiming that it was a mint.
Breath mint. Bro, you've had a cement when you're in London. I mean, I don't know what brand it was. I
have had a cement in London.
I don't know what it is. I think if he's on the packet, he should be.
I think the brand was probably Hims.
Yeah, he's letting them dissolve on his tongue to work faster. It doesn't, even though they're not. It's
just my Viagra Wegovy 1-2 smack that I chew on before any of my life. It's kind of a poor man's beta blocker. Yeah, Hims should start doing beta blockers. I'm sure
they probably do. I mean, he didn't seem yacked up in his demeanor,
but he also runs yacked.
Yeah,
like he wakes up yacked. He's like, "Hi, diddly ho, it's me."
I haven't seen enough of him performing to camera to know his.
You haven't
resting.
Watched the doc?
Well, he's not in that. It's just a monkey or whatever. So I don't think that would help.
Dude, it's good. You got to watch it.
I know it's good, but I'm not going to watch it. I don't care. I just don't care.
I think one of the streamers 2 years ago had a documentary called like Robbie or whatever, and it's like an actual documentary. I could be wrong.
I mean, he's a fascinating character because it's also one of those things that was like a global superstar who barely, grazed America. Like most people don't know who he is here. And he's a household name in most parts of
national, kind of like the reverse of our guest today, Shep, living a equally kind of hedonistic lifestyle. Being a bit of a party boy in all the best ways possible.
Give us 1 second, Shep. We're going to intro you. Our boy Shep Rose is back on How Long Gone. Thank God. His new book, Nothing in Moderation: A Psychedelic Reckoning with Excess, is in stores everywhere. He's taking some time. He's off the boat. He's putting down the fly rod. He's putting down the Michelob Ultra, and he's talking to How Long Gone today. We're back, baby. Yeah. Let's give him a call.
I'm gonna have to learn how to spell ayahuasca again when I post this episode tomorrow. One of the hardest words, ayahuasca and diarrhea. Try spelling them. You wrote a book about it, Shep. You probably can't.
Just shorten it to Aya. That's what I was doing for a while.
Okay, Aya.
All right, Shep, where are you coming to us from?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, guys.
My hometown. This is ships in the night. What's the occasion?
Well, I'm working with this really cool brand. My contact, he used to work for the USGA.
Okay.
And he and his wife watched Bravo, I guess, and he invited me to like Pebble Beach for media day, and I'd play him around the golf, and I was like, this is a good friend to have, right? And and then he moved on to this organization called Intense with 2 S's, and it's for tennis, it's a professional tennis league that they get paid, but it's mostly consists of players ranked like 125 and higher who have a difficult time making ends meet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like the Savannah Bananas without all the backflipping, but for tennis.
Like Live Tour without the Saudi money, basically. And but in actuality, it's great because they're young kids or play major college tennis in most cases. And they get paid a stipend for 3 months of work, and then they get paid if they win matches. It's a team format. It's like very fast paced. There's no quiet please or anything like that, and it's pretty cool.
Honestly, great idea.
That's a good idea. So you're there to take it in and just hang out.
Yeah, well, and just bring eyeballs for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Right now, it's just based in Atlanta because they have this like giant sound stages here, and they go in there and build a little tennis arena.
It's indoor.
Yeah, well, for now, and then the hope is to have like satellite teams and have like matches in Charleston or Charlotte or Jacksonville, and stuff like that.
And it's called Intense with 2 S's. I like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, man. Hey guys, I mean, just watching like people who are very, very good at something be able to continue to play and make a little money is kind of rewarding in a lot of ways.
No, I mean, tennis is crazy like that. Like you could be, the 68th best tennis player in the world and have a hard time playing your bills. If you're the 68th best baseball player, you have a fucking yacht.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, I would even say in golf, like somebody could get hot and win a tournament, and make $2 million. In tennis, the same freaking guys win, man, and girls for the most part.
No, it's it actually gets.
You get hot once every 13 years in tennis, where an anomaly happens.
That's my only complaint with the sport. As much as I like to watch it, it gets a little boring. Like I don't want to see. I want to see an underdog once in a while, but they're just not. It's too hard. It's too crazy.
The margin is crazy, and it's mostly mental, I would guess. I mean, everybody can hit the ball very hard and all that stuff.
The individual sport athletes are some of our biggest freaks. I think mentally good for better or worse, depending on who we're talking about.
Yeah, and we were talking about this before. They're freaks, but the tennis players on that high level, you cannot have a sip of beer. You cannot not get 10 hours of sleep. Like you can, like a golfer can have a fucking Mickey Ultra at the end of 18 and he'll be okay the next week. But like tennis players, there's no margin for even going off of your disciplined lifestyle.
Bro, Djokovic hasn't tasted pizza since childhood. Like he hasn't that's just not part of the program. That's just not how it works.
They let him smell it once a year.
You know what's annoying though, guys? Is that level of discipline is awesome, but now it's like leaked into like a high school team. You're like, guys, stop it. This isn't for millions of dollars here. Because I got kind of turned off. I mean, this is when I was playing sports, I got turned off a little bit. Like I love basketball, and there was a new coach. He goes, "Okay, weight room at 8 a.m. on a Saturday." I was like, "No." that ain't what we're doing, bro.
I have a thing. Well, we were talking in the intro. Chris was walking past a kid and his mom, and he was, 12-year-old kid or something like that. And
maybe.
There was a smoothie place that had an acai bowl that was 50 grams of protein, and he was begging his mom. He's saying, I need this 50 grams of protein bowl for this little 60-pound kid.
Like the mom literally looked at me and laughed. Like she was so bummed. She like didn't know what to say.
But all these little athletes, they're 9-10 years old, and they got $100,000 worth of training and gear already invested in them. So much pressure.
Wild.
You don't get to have a life.
When I found out how much baseball bats cost now, I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me? These shits are 300. Like 300 is light for a bat.
They're made out of carbon or something.
Yeah. They're like, it's not even. I wanted to ask you because there's been some. I don't follow golf, but there's been some drama with this guy who stepped. It looks like he cheated, is what's going on. He stepped. His ball was in the rough, and he stepped. He stepped around it to sort of knock down, and then he was going to call Trump to help him, and there's been this whole thing. But what is can you explain it to us, maybe non-golfers, what was happening there?
He did what every golfer does at any particular tournament, or not even a tournament, just a Sunday round or whatever, and maybe even a tournament. But you're not supposed to. Everybody knows it, but everybody says, I don't know, whatever. It's a hard enough game anyway, and yada yada yada. But
Yeah.
we don't have cameras following us around when we're playing. So he really, I think, had a moment where he lost his mind. I mean, especially him, because like he's the lightning rod.
He's a villain character.
Well, whatever. And I think a lot of people like him. His YouTube is blown up. People talk about that. But anyway, he had to have known that was going to be maybe something that he would get called out on. But it's maybe just a moment of not thinking clearly.
Yeah, I saw that a lot in the World Cup, where like one of the rules is you can't put your hand over your mouth.
Yeah.
Or you get a red card, you get kicked out of that game and the next game. I saw 4 dudes. They know everyone knows the rule, and sometimes you just do it.
Yeah.
And you just you cost your team the entire game.
I saw that.
So his ball was in the rough, and he give a little tap a few inches where it's like just in a little bit of an easier.
No, he was stepping his feet egregiously around to flatten.
Oh God, he was giving himself a berth.
Yes, he was giving himself a wider berth to get that thing out of there. And it did look, I mean, for a layman I was like, once it was pointed out to me, I was like, sure. Yeah. But before that, I was like, I don't know, this guy's getting ready to shoot. What's the problem? I don't know.
Well, his reaction was kind of, I mean, you're like, whoa, dude, relax. Like,
yeah, no, he acts like he was going to jail. I know. Dude, it's all good.
And also, if you figure you get one call to Trump for a pardon on some shit, and we're gonna blow it on,
yeah,
that's whole 17.
Well, I think probably because of the World Cup shit, he was like, "Fuck it! If everybody's doing this, I'm gonna call him too. If I got his number,
Floodgates are open. I'm gonna get my PPP loan too. Fuck it."
Yeah, it's
funny. I mean, I think PPP. Trump is really, a lot of things, but we won't get. That's not what this thing is. But I mean, he's very astute in seeing that sports mean so much to people in this country. You 100%. Know what I mean? It's crazy.
100%.
And I think sports and politics have a lot of the similar characteristics. It's like irrational support at times, and anger and hostility, and it's kind of scary. And as I'm sitting here in my hotel room watching Get Up, and all these talking heads, and they make a damn good living, like with their hot takes, and it's just crazy, isn't it?
It's honestly like the way people, like all those ESPN layoffs happened yesterday, and I don't watch. I know the faces because I live in the world, but I don't. And people are acting like their hero got killed. I'm like, this guy's just going to start a podcast, and you'll be able to watch it on YouTube. It's fine. Like, it's fine, dude. This isn't that big a deal. Sports. There's a place to live beyond. Yeah, I mean, the sports, the dedication. But are you a gambler or no?
No.
I'm shocked by that and proud of you, Shep.
Well, I mean, I think I remember the moment I met this guy in a freaking parking lot of a Publix and handed him $1,500 cold hard cash, and I was like, what am I doing here? This is ridiculous. And I mean, the other thing against gambling is if the experts, the guys that follow this all day, every day, can't make, aren't billionaires by now, then what chance do you have?
Being in a humid Publix parking lot, really thinking about your life is dark.
But you could have some fun in Vegas doing a little bit of gambling though, huh?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I love blackjack. Love it.
Okay. So sports betting, not so much. Card betting, better.
Do you find blackjack to be like a learned skill or a luck? Where would you put the scale on that?
Well, I've kind of played it enough to where I know what I'm doing. It's not that complicated.
But you're not counting cards, though, I'm assuming.
Well, the other players, like there's certain unwritten rules, but that you just don't do because it screws up the whole table. You're going against the house, What I find crazy is craps, and my co-stars and friends Austin and Craig are really into craps, and I'm like, wait, what is this? Like, there's a lot of more complications there, but it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, people say that's like the only game where you can actually kind of strategize and get an advantage versus the dumb luck.
I find that people really choose their discipline, I feel, and that's this. You can't be into you can't try them all. You got to find the one that works for you and stick with it. I feel like it's a life pursuit.
There you go.
So are you ever going to go back to Las Vegas after what she's done to you over the years?
Yeah, no, I don't want to. It's not my first choice.
I prefer prefer not to.
But BravoCon, I guess they've got the deal there. I even said to my friends at Bravo, I was like, okay, next BravoCon, I want you to put me in a hotel that no one else is at.
Yeah. I think that'd be good for you.
There's just something that gets like swept up and it never closes. They pump that oxygen in. And it's just
no windows.
We gotta move BravoCon for everybody's safety. Milwaukee, 2027.
There you go.
Let's keep it, somewhere in the middle. It's close to Salt Lake, but it's close to the East Coast. It's not, it feels like a reasonable place to do it. But yeah, Vegas. I mean, I think getting all of those people in one place, it doesn't matter where you are. That's the thing.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of people like, wanting to see us, and
because the fans can stay at the hotels and they're just if you're in the casino, they're in the casino.
Very much, and that's cool and all, but it's also, I don't know, there's like lines are blurred sometimes.
We need some separation going on.
All right, you're at the casino, you're down, whatever, you're 3-4 beers in, you're up monetarily. Who's coming up to you most, middle-aged woman or guy your age?
A mixture of both, but I will say that I think guys come up to me more than your average person who's on Bravo, at least.
Sure.
And the common refrain is, my girlfriend, my wife, got me damn watching Bravo, and they're saying, you're the reason I watch this show. You're a dude. I was like, I am a dude. That's true.
You're like, bro, I am a dude. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
You offer a big service to people out there. You know,
so a small respite from the chaos.
Yeah. That's a nice. That doesn't surprise me completely, but I feel like men get dragged to things, very often, and we have a similar thing with our show where it's very similar, where a woman will be like, my fucking husband turned this shit on. I was like, what is this shit? And then after a couple episodes, like, I like these guys, and it's the same.
That's right.
There's a couple introduction that happens.
And then we flip them.
Yeah.
Then we cuck the guy.
Exactly.
Develop a deep relationship with the girl.
Well, this might help you get some more female viewers, because
we know that you're popular with the female.
Well, it's true. The Shep, we still coming off the Shep bump from 2 years ago. I was
really?
riding high off of that wave.
Yeah, we've been riding high.
I get my equity check.
We'll talk to your people about that.
I'll forward some of the DMs over, bro. Just a good one.
Right.
Yeah, the equity is DMs.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's talk a little ayahuasca. That's what the book is about, and kind of what we're talking about. For our listeners who don't know, you push life to the limits, and now we're mid 40s and we're slowing down. We go on an ayahuasca retreat and kind of have a brain breaking situation, and we wrote a book about the whole process. So you go to a high level, fancy schmancy Costa Rican ayahuasca resort retreat, which sounds very nice.
Like a Costa Rica. You go there to surf and shit. You're familiar with the local custom.
I love Costa Rica.
Different kind of vomiting then versus this trip.
Yeah, it's a little different. I remember being at the airport and walking out, and this person had a sign that said Rhythmia where we were going. And he's like, hey, if you just wait here, we're waiting on other people to get out. And I was like, okay, cool. And I look over, and there's like a bar at the airport with all these people drinking beers and getting ready to go surf and have fun. And I was like, oh, that's not what I'm doing. This is a change. We're not in Kansas anymore.
I'm taking a different party bus than you guys.
Yeah.
They don't have the mini Coronas in the bus I'm going
They ask you not to do alcohol or any drugs for weeks before there.
Weeks?
So.
How did you manage, big bro?
It wasn't easy.
So like 2 months or something like that?
No.
Okay.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think.
2-3 weeks. Okay.
And then afterwards, not to partake. So I dutifully follow their instructions.
I think you have to, if you're going to do something like this, you gotta do it. You can't cheat. It's like, I'm cheating myself. There's no point in doing that.
And so, so anyway, there was this guy there, my roommate, who was sort of disastrous. It's a funny part of the book though. And, he was like, yeah, man, I took my baby mama here first of all, he told me I was his net worth within 4 seconds of meeting him. I was like, oh God, no.
I need a retreat from this guy.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he needs my help or something. I just like sort of like had a little panic attack. Anyway,
this is part of the journey.
yeah, that's right. So, and he was like, yeah, man. So I brought her here, and she left after night 2. I was like, whoa, what happened? She was like, well, there was these guys here, and they were like younger, and they weren't treating it with the reverence that it probably or it definitely deserves.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're not supposed to talk, and you're not supposed to touch anybody during the ceremony. It's very personal, you know, and you never know what someone's going through, and you're just that's a rule. And these guys were hamming it up. And one of them jumped into the fire, the bonfire, like a fucking idiot, and had
like he was doing a cannonball in the hotel pool at 2 a.m., but it was a giant fire.
I mean, I don't know the details of that, but they
he was severely burned.
Yeah, severely burned. And the baby mama didn't like that and had a bad experience, understandably so. And I guess they didn't get married.
When I saw the guy burn to death a lot, I wanted to. So his thing was like, I'm going to bring my potential, she might be the one. And if she could pass this test for a week, then I'm going to put a ring on it. No prenup.
Without a prenup. Without a prenup, too.
And with this net worth, obviously that's a big deal. I mean, it's obviously. Well, what was your experience with ayahuasca before? Like, I mean, you've done drugs in your life, but was this something? Were you looking for something specific, or was it more of just like, I want to have this experience?
Yeah, my friend Bailey, she lived in Buenos Aires for several years, and she just done ayahuasca 7 or 8 times, and she every time I saw her, she was like, you got to do it. You got to do it. You really get a lot out of it. And then she said, I had a vision of you too. And I was like, a vision, huh?
Nice.
And she was like, yeah, I saw you as an exit guy. And I said, exit guy?
You're like, I've heard this from chicks before, actually.
Yeah. You're looking for the exit at any particular moment.
So I got a thing right now. I'm kind of going to bounce, but it's good to see you.
And she goes, you jump from mountaintop to mountaintop without dealing with the potential valleys. And I was like, damn, that's deep.
Poetic. I have to say that's poetic.
And he said, you should learn how to jump, bitch. It's easy. It's awesome. I've never in the valley. Okay, so, but I mean, obviously you have to go through those trials and tribulations or else.
Well, yeah, and then you don't even know what a mountaintop means anymore, like...
We need the dynamic range.
Yeah, you got to roll up your sleeves and every now and then and sort of take a hard look at yourself, and that's exactly what ayahuasca is.
Yeah, but you've gone to therapy in your life and done this, obviously, in lesser ways, I would assume, over the years.
Not a lot, man. I had a therapist for like a year, and then COVID hit and she couldn't do it. And so I probably should really look back into that because I think it's really valuable.
Have you ever had to do a girlfriend mandated group therapy session?
Never?
No?
Have you?
Bro, hell yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah, of course.
It's sort of a rite of passage as a toxic king. Come on, bro.
Couples therapy is deeply helpful, I have to say. It's great.
I bet it is.
It's sort of just like, I think sometimes things can get to a point where you just don't know how to say it anymore, and then you need a third party to find new ways to say it, and that's how the breakthrough can happen.
Sure.
Well, the problem with it is, much like the ayahuasca retreat, is it's easy to get into the mindset of, I'm going to win this thing, like it's a competition, versus I'm going to take ayahuasca because it's something I need to do, not, I'm going to be the teacher's pet and like I saw God the best. Where's my ayahuasca star kind of thing.
Well, that's the other part. I mean, they butter you up a little bit, which they should. You do breathing exercises. You go and hear this person talk and that person talk, and they're getting you ready, because the big thing is surrendering. That's what they say, and they're right. And that's sort of letting it happen. And then you have to make like leaps of logic while you're sort of spinning, right? And I've done a lot of mushrooms and psychedelics in the past. I think it really helped me, because as out there as I might have been at any particular moment, I knew I was like, okay, you're fine, by the way, but and really ride the snake on this one, like goes.
Just remember your training.
Yeah.
You know, you've done this. We've been here before.
This is less controlled environments on like a beach in Charleston, I would assume. This is a little, this is a less controlled.
It's different than a Molly and a half.
Yeah, at a bar on King Street, this is a little different.
Yeah, no, that's funny because these nice women from Alabama were there, and I recognized their accent. And you know, I was telling them about my first 2 nights. They were like, "Wow, that is amazing!" They're like, "We're just having trouble getting there," you know. And I was like, "Oh, well, have you ever done anything before, like any drugs?" They said we took ecstasy once in college. I was like, "I don't think that counts."
You're in for a ride, ladies. Yeah, buckle up. That's really funny. I forget that people that people could come to this without ever having experienced drugs before.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me because then it's a really big leap.
Yeah, it is. And man, I mean, people really, here's my giant takeaway. There is so much trauma and pain in this world, man. And you just don't even give it enough thought that we really should. And anybody that walks by you is probably going through something, you know, and there's a lot. I heard a lot from a lot of people who are looking for answers and peace and clarity, and told their story that was harrowing. Just like, you know, one night, the first night I was out in the hammocks. So there's all these hammocks, a lawn, there's a bonfire, and then there's inside, you've got a mattress and a barf bucket.
Sure, of course. The essentials, only the essentials.
And a blanket, and the shaman and his helpers are in there, and the shaman, or his or her, the shaman has like a band with them, and they play bongos and flute and play guitar and sing Spanish songs. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, it's super cool. Like it's like Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. Like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, so I was outside, and I hear this woman going berserk, and the staff, you know, shuttles her outside and puts her down on a mattress outside and is like, "Hey, you know, breathe, everything's gonna be okay." She's like, "Motherfucker, fuck you," and then she starts laughing like maniacally. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I walk inside to get away from it all. And the next day I said, "Hey, how are you?" She goes, I'm good. I was like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "I'm better than good." I said, "You want to share with me?" And she was like, "Yeah, my mom committed suicide when I was 12 years old, and I was with her last night, and we really hashed it out." And I was like, "Oh my God," I get goosebumps still telling that story.
No, that's insane.
And I had grown men crying in my arms, like cool ass dudes crying in my arms at breakfast after a particularly impactful night. A lot of what I heard was parents that like, my dad was a bad man kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Not everybody should have kids was another takeaway. You know? It's the cycle, the pattern.
And these are all kind of people who can afford, you know, a luxury retreat like this. So I feel like a lot of it is fucked up parents, you know, and less so.
What is your experience? But what is your experience? Like, what is your comfort level in groups like this? Because this is pretty extreme. You know what I mean? As far as like with strangers, like, do you feel good when you're in those situations?
Well, I get inspired to write, you know, and so that was the important thing. I was journaling.
Did you go into it with the good, like you knew you were going to do this?
No. I just, my friend told me to bring a journal, and that she did that during some of her ceremonies and thought it was A, like hysterical what you're writing, and B, like going back through it's helpful too. And so I brought my journal, but as soon as I landed, as on that bus with all these new people, I was just like, writing because I get very inspired when I'm a fish out of water, you know, and like trying something that's that everyone was nervous and excited, and it was just a fun energy and an interesting one. And so I was sharing some of my writing with friends back home, and they were like, "You got to keep going." I mean, you do seem like you're down for whatever, which I think is a great way to approach life. This is just an extreme version of that, I think.
Yeah, I'm getting a little Hunter S. Thompson action from you. I mean, we're not using an old typewriter, but maybe, you know, the Notes app.
I love that. I talk about that in the book. You know, before I went to do ayahuasca, I was on the reunion show with Andy Cohen and all my castmates. And I just kind of stood up and asked for a moment. And I just said, you know, guys, I'm reached a sort of a moment where I'm sort of scared, you know, and I said, but the thing is, my whole life, my idols are people who didn't ask permission or forgiveness,
Yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson and Hemingway and, Jack Nicholson and Keith Richards, like a lot of musicians, and they live fast and hard, and who cares what happens,
Yeah,
I mean, you probably can't play guitar as good as Keith Richards, but we can get to writing like Hunter.
Well,
did you notice?
Yeah, I mean, and another part of the equation is we when our show started and when it continued to be successful, it was two things. I mean, I brushed up against a level of I don't know if you want to call it fame, but yeah, fame, where things were super, like, cool things were being offered to me, and people.
I bet they were, big dog. I bet they were.
And like,
we're not talking about an extra dessert at dinner. We're talking about something a little.
Oh, I would love.
We've upgraded your room to the junior suite, Mr. Rose.
Yeah. And people wanted to party with you because they saw you, and that's what our show kind of was all about, is us having fun.
That's actually interesting, because I think that is something that musicians suffer from as well. Like if your vibe is like party guy, and then you clean your act up or you get sober, your fans are still, they're trying to hand you drugs, they're trying to buy you shot. It's the same.
Yeah.
Like if you go to a bar, people are trying to get fucked up with you. They want to party with you.
Correct. And that's sort of like the John Belushi,
Yeah.
Like his friends desperately wanted him to like step away from that life, but I read a book about it, and everybody wanted to do drugs with him. You know what I mean? It was just kind of tough.
Yeah.
When you go to a bar, it's your birthday every night.
Yeah.
There's 20 people who are ready to buy you another shot of tequila.
Buy you shots. Yeah, shots are.
Well, I also feel like because you stayed. I mean, you live. You know what I mean? Like it's Charleston's only gotten more popular as a destination.
Yeah.
And you stay. You know what I mean? Like you guys are there. You're like out and about. It's different.
People come to find us. Like the people like travel to come find us, and that's cool. And I'm honored, but I definitely stay away from certain touristy areas because I just know it's not going to go so well.
You don't always want to be treated like an animal at the zoo, and people want to come look at you.
And then there's always somebody is a picture, great, easy, thank you, appreciate you. But it's just like, hey, let me tell you, and you're like, man, I don't have time for that, or like, let me FaceTime my aunt, and I'm like, is she like sick or something? Or because you're gonna have to sell that better than me. Just
how sick is she?
I need more data.
Or like look at photos of me when I was hot back in college.
That part is never. I forget about the picture thing. That's probably the number one request.
And here's the thing about the picture thing. The ripple effect of it is so positive. I have their friends, their mom, their aunt, their boyfriends, or vice versa. They are tickled to death that they got to meet. Look at that. She's with Shep. And I hear all the time, you just made my weekend. I'm like, I cannot believe I have the power to do that. And so I don't take it lightly. I'll take a picture with anybody, anytime.
You have a really well-adjusted attitude. Has it always been like this, or do you have to get here?
No, I mean, I credit my parents and my family.
They tell you ain't shit every time you see them.
Yes, that's it. That's part of it. My friends, I mean, we are really tough on each other, and that means we love each other. But that's my love language. But I do have a funny story. So I got TMZ'd at Bravo, and I was ranting and raving. I shouldn't have been. And
oh yes, this is a video of you, like you're like in a bar talking to friends about what had happened. Okay, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, and I was frustrated at something. It doesn't even matter. But the next week I was at Thanksgiving in Turks and Caicos with my parents and brother and sister and their families, and my sister and I are sitting and. Beautiful, the boat's going along, and a boat pulls up next to us, and everybody has their camera out. And I was like, "Oh, see, Katie, this is ridiculous. And she was like, what? I was like, look. And right as I did that, a dolphin jumped between our boats. They didn't give a shit about me. It was so.
These vultures won't give me 10 minutes alone with my family.
Yeah, I felt like such a loser. But we just laughed and laughed about it for the rest of the trip. You know?
That's really good. I was hoping it wasn't going to be like DiCaprio was behind you. A dolphin's even better.
Right.
A dolphin's even better. Natural occurrence.
DiCaprio was riding a dolphin.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if your parents aren't going to keep you humble, who is? Yeah, I think that's part of the job.
So have your parents read this book?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh well, I was scared because it came out, and then like 3 weeks later, I tried to call I needed to speak with my mom and dad, and they were like, okay, well, we're busy, but we can do that. And they didn't call me back, which is very rare. And I was like, oh no, they read the book and now they're pissed or disappointed or something. But they were like, no, we just forgot to call you. I was like, thank God. I had like a bad day thinking that. But anyways, my mom loves it. And so I'm very happy
Beautiful.
to report that.
Have any of your family members been persuaded by the book, and now they're hitting you up for the email address of the Aya shaman?
I mean, it's 7 days, 6-day commitment. So like, I don't think my sister or brother would.
No takers just yet, is what you're saying.
No, but I'm going back. I have a week picked out. And they have told me, Jerry and Jen and everybody at Rhythmia told me, pick a week and bring as many people within reason as you want. And I've gotten some interest from some friends and some fellow castmates too.
Well, don't do that, because then Andy's going to send cameras down. You know what I mean? There's no way you're going to get off scot-free if you bring the homies with you.
Andy needs to get down there.
Yeah, his ass needs it.
Yeah, I talked to Andy about it. He's like, man, I don't know if I can handle it. I mean, but he's had his fun, his Grateful Dead.
Yeah, I was going to say his demons that would be, they would come out. He might not be ready for them,
It's funny. They say a lot of things, but one of which I found interesting is you might think why you're here, why and then you very, very possibly could leave being like, I didn't even see that, I didn't.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you were confronting something that was so subconscious that you didn't even realize it. And so you never know what you're going to get. But they say the worst thing that can happen to you is nothing. You don't have a very interesting reaction to it, which rarely happens. But so even something like, for example, guys, I was the second night, and before you take the shot, and then they have this bottle full of some oil or something, and they put it in their mouth and spit it on you, on your face and chest, and then they rub your face and chest and put feathers all over you, and you're like, oh my God, this is insane.
You're like, I usually have to pay more for this, actually, but yeah, sure.
I feel like I'm Russian old miss. What's going on? Getting tarred and feathered.
And so the shaman's coming around, and she's spitting. She's adorning people with the spit, and it comes to me, and I get up on my knees on my mattress, and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I said, yeah, I'm okay. And she goes, you are okay, brother. And she skips me and goes and does the next guy. And I was like, what the hell? And I had this brief moment of being like, I deserve the spit.
Spit on me.
No spray? Come on.
And then she,
so did you learn that was a good thing that you were?
No, I said, I go, oh, okay. What she was trying to say is you don't need any externalities. Everything you need is inside of you. And you were over eager, and that's not what this is, and then I went down this rabbit hole of want and wanting more, and how that's just really the ugliest thing, and it's so relatable, but why can't you just use what you already have, your considerable talents, your great friend groups? Just what are you looking for? It's all right here. That's what I went down.
Why can't you have 2 Oreos? Why do you need the whole sleeve?
Yeah, exactly. And then I went out and looked at the sky and started to fill the Big Dipper with stars. It was pretty crazy, like a video game. And the Big Dipper got bigger and bigger. And I realized there was an endless thing. If you try to fill your stars, there's never going to be any happiness. Mm-hmm. I started to think about, females and relationships. It really sends you into some stuff, and it untangles some webs inside of you. And so that happened to me quite vigorously. My friend goes, I was writhing around on the lawn with my blanket, like being like, holy shit, like this is wild, and anyhow.
Okay, so sort of like not knowing when to stop. It has like a hoarder kind of energy, like you're almost hoarding the bag of Coke, or with, you mentioned women, like I'm not a promiscuous guy, I'm just hoarding pussy. Is it like that kind of logic?
Yeah, it's like, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
We all have to learn that one the hard way, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was just, when I was skimming through the book, I was thinking about like how the hoarder personality is such a strong thing, and you just have that classic representation of what it means, filling your house full of clutter and whatever that, the mental equivalent of that is. But you can also hoard substances, sexual partners, and all these other, it's the same thing, just a different box.
Yeah. And it's jumping from mountaintop to mountaintop, and not dealing with, basically other people's emotions about things, and especially, and by the way, I mean, it was very interesting that one of the yoga teachers one night, or maybe it was breathing, it doesn't matter, and she said, forgive yourself for your sexual aberrations, if you want to call it that.
And you're like, thank God
well,
you said
I
that.
thought about I thought about girls more, because just a different, I'm not trying to say, what I'm trying to say is like,
more than dudes, you mean?
no, I just think like, I think, whether it's alcohol or whatever, I think girls can wake up and be like, where the fuck am I? Right. Or who is this person? And guys can do it too. But then we get a pat on the back or a high five from the bros. And that's not the case, as we know, with most chicks. And
definitely not. No, definitely
so
not.
that was powerful, even to hear that. And then to put myself in their shoes in that instance. And so, yeah, it was all very good and uplifting and made me very pensive.
Yeah.
Were you excited to get back out into the world and see how you interact and behave with your new set of skills?
Yeah, I mean, and so I went back, and I was the designated driver to a Grateful Dead cover band. That was a new one, and that was pretty cool.
I mean, that's 0 to 100.
Yeah,
driver for the Grateful Dead show.
Yeah.
That's white knuckling sobriety.
Hell yeah, dude. But I started to, and you're supposed to like integrate, and meaning you go back into the world and really work on it. And I really regret not being more astute at that. And that's why when I return, I'm going to really look into that. So I remember I went back to Charleston, and there was someone who knew I was there, was like, hey, you should talk to this therapist. She specializes in psychoactive therapy or whatever. And I was like, okay. So I went, had a really nice session. And then we were started filming like 2 weeks later. I was like, hey, will you want to do this on camera? And she ghosted me.
She's like, nah, bro, I don't want no part of your little bullshit.
Yeah.
No,
That would have made some good television.
You
though,
can't
probably.
pay me enough to do that. There ain't enough I could charge you for an hour to be on TV with you bozos. That's really
So
funny.
have you found that you are sort of, not licking the jar as it were as much, or eating the whole sleeve?
Yeah. I still have my moments where I write about how I was down at this island called Canawan in the Caribbean, and with some fun loving friends, and the hotel had a karaoke night. It was right on the beach, and nobody was doing it. So I said, I'm going to get this thing going. And I did.
Pop the chair.
Did some Billy Joel. You may be wrong. You may be wrong, but you may be right. I love that song. And that got everyone going. And then people started sending their friends and kids up there to sing, and the whole staff, I was like, they were like carrying me around almost, and they thought, oh, man, you come to our party. It's a locals only party. And I got up there and started dancing with all the girls and high-fiving all the guys. And the next morning I went to the airport, and I was like, oh, Jesus, I really showed my ass last night, didn't I?
I didn't need to do that.
And the head of security at this airport goes, look who it is. It's Shep. And hugged me. And I was like, okay, well, well, maybe like don't be your fucking self, right? But like,
Sure.
I don't know.
So the TSA at the airport knew about your night last night.
Yes, the whole island did. Yeah. And they were stoked on it.
Isn't Billy Joel himself coming? Well, I mean, I guess if you're trying to smuggle anything through, he's going to turn a blind eye after the night.
That's
you had,
really
right?
funny.
But
That's really funny, though.
I can't, guys. I mean, my problem, is such a lesson hard learned, is like I physiologically can't do what I did for 25 years. Basically,
Yeah.
I can't have like 2 mimosas, 3 mimosas in the morning and continue to, on a big Saturday or Sunday and expect a good result. You know what I mean? Like,
you really pick and choose your battles, and you start to prioritize. I mean, I notice it. Like you turn a certain age, the cons start to outweigh the pros in your mind. Because before you're just like, fuck it, we'll deal with it. The hangover tomorrow, we'll keep pushing. And you hit a point where you're like,
and then if you don't have a wife or girlfriend or any real reason to go home early, that's a dangerous thing too. So that's something that I totally see, and I'm very interested in a serious relationship at the moment.
Bro, no, you are not. Man, you say that shit. Come on now.
I think I am.
it's time. He's done the work.
You're ready.
I think so. Yeah.
Is part of it because you want to settle, because you think you're at that stage in your life, or you think it's a real desire to do it? Do you know what I mean?
I have all this energy and I want to focus it on something that's like bigger than me, right? And that's what they say with especially children, like everything changes that moment and when they're born, and you can't go back. And so if you have unless you're like have no problem being a bad father, which I would never do. So
right, unless you're a shitty person or your child unfortunately dies, you do have to deal with it forever.
Yes.
You're gonna deal with it, yeah.
So anyhow, I welcome that. Maybe cautiously, but welcome that like challenge. I think it would be.
Did you think this woman? But here's the thing: do you think you have to leave Charleston? Do you think your reputation and your backlog, let's say, precede you too much, or do you think that you could find love in your hometown?
I probably would have to import.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, we're cool with that, bro. You're an international
Trump
guy.
is working on the tariffs. We should be all good.
No, I've run into that lately with some with females. Like, hey, look, you're a lot of fun. I love to spend it, but like, pardon me if I don't think you're a very good bet. Yeah.
You're like, what do you mean? It's only 8 seasons of me proving I'm not a good bet. What's the problem?
Oh my God.
I mean,
12 seasons.
12 seasons.
I think that's a hard thing to tell someone, and that's a good thing to hear from someone if you're,
but I think that
emotionally capable.
I think when you meet the right one, they're going to be like, I know all of that about you, but I believe that you are in a different place now and you are ready for this. I think that's obviously there's red flags, of course.
I've had a friend tell me I was not a good boyfriend, but I've been a great husband, and I can kind of understand that. Like when the stakes are not all that high, like sometimes you misbehave, or at least
it's interesting. Yeah. Bad stepdad, great biological dad, like when there's some stakes, it's no fun unless there's some stakes. I don't care who wins the game unless I got 20 on
but
it.
I think that importing would be good for you. I think you travel a lot. I think the woman of your dreams could exist outside of your local area.
Oh, that's a fantasy, right? Or for me, I always thought that maybe I'd end up with a British, South African, or Australian girl, and here's why: the men in those countries are like hooligans, and so comparatively,
you're like, I'm not that bad. Like, I'm good.
Yeah,
you're a breath of fresh air compared to a guy from Queensland.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I look all of a sudden like a prince.
That's a cool way to look at it. I didn't think about these
in 3 fights a week.
You gotta know who your competition is, Chris.
Yeah, for sure. You absolutely have to size them up.
The
I
art
agree.
of war.
I'm married to a Canadian, and I believe it's because all the guys there are kind of betas. You know what I mean? And the chicks are all hot. They want to come to America. This is the land of prosper. You know what I mean? This is what we do here. It works for everybody. You get a green card. You get love. This is perfect.
Do you have a dual citizenship yourself?
Not yet, but I deserve it, and they will give it to me. I think that I think Canada knows that, and they know it's coming. I will. I'm pretty adverse to paperwork. It's like it feels like a lot when you don't like need it necessarily, you know. But I will get it eventually.
I love Canada. Canada's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, you just went to Toronto, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
How was it? Was that your first time?
Yeah, first time. It was great. I had some made some friends and would definitely go back. I've been to Montreal many times. Well, 3 times. But I would love to. I've never been to Vancouver. I'd love to go to Nova Scotia and check it out.
Nova Scotia is pretty unbelievable. It's beautiful. Yeah. Vancouver's amazing too. It's Vancouver if you like the outdoors. It's pretty unbelievable. It's like unmatched if you like that kind of shit.
So you go to Montreal to go to that music festival, Osheaga?
Yes, I did.
I did. You seem pretty down for whatever, as far as like because I travel a lot and I'm in a similar boat where I'm like kind of down for whatever. But I see you popping up. You're just, you're
you might
fishing.
be at a dubstep show. Chris ain't gonna be there.
Yeah, like you're just open, and I'm envious a little bit.
Well, in the book, I write about that. My secret. Someone asked me, what? How do you live your life? What's the secret or whatever? And I said, I say yes.
Yeah. Say yes era.
That's starting to become a strength and a potential So
100%.
After the second retreat, we're going to learn the power of saying no, and then we'll be fully balanced.
Ooh, I like that. You're like a shaman.
Yeah, don't gas him
I'm
up.
a little shaman-esque.
He smoked weed this morning. Don't say that. Is the
not yet. I have not.
So how much longer can you do television?
I don't know, man. I would love, and I'm working on a couple things. I won't get too detailed but I would love to do something more adventure travel.
Sure.
I'd love to just have a lighthearted TV existence.
You mean you don't want to fight with your bros at the steakhouse?
No, no, it's becoming increasingly like it hurts more. It's like more.
Well, I think, if it's like what I'm picturing for you is like a Anthony Bourdain travel show, but instead of it being about food, maybe it can be in the golf space and it has a little comedians in cars getting coffee vibe, but it's golf and we're traveling.
You nailed it. You just nailed it. One of the projects.
Yeah.
One of the projects.
Yeah, get you out to Scotland.
I filmed a pilot. I already filmed a pilot. It was really fun and it could be something.
Great.
The thing with reality and the Bravo thing is that the platform is so big that the opportunities outside of TV are so big, and that's like what I'm always told that the opportunity, the money you make from the show is whatever, but then you can write these books, you can do all this other stuff. But I think if you want to stay in TV, you got to figure out what the next thing is that's your thing.
I know. And look, Bravo's got such a loyal fan base and rabid fan base.
They will follow your ass into a bonfire 100%.
Yeah.
100%. No question.
I don't know if you guys remember when like NBC was sort of selling off different channels and all this stuff, and Bravo, I just from reading Wall Street Journal, Bravo, they were like, we are retaining Bravo. Like there's no doubt about how that business model works.
We're gonna hold on to this one.
It's a fucking juggernaut. And I mean, I think the real testament to me in some ways, because I've grown up, I go into Charleston, I go to Charleston all the time, I really like it. But like you guys, the way Drake did, what Drake did for Toronto, you guys did for Charleston.
Yeah,
like like businesses are thriving, people are making money. It's like it changes the city, and that I think that is kind of an insane way to judge it and look at it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think when we started the show, Condé Nast had ranked Charleston the #1 city for like 5 years. People pay attention to these things, and then people see our show. It's beautiful. The show, the city's a character on the show,
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I mean, I would never like haphazardly walk away. I would really have to think about it and talk to certain people and hopefully have something else that interests me. But I mean, it gives people a lot of joy. I respect and like that. And so, it's just, it's a juggernaut, as you say. And I really appreciate my co-stars and all the fans and my Even the executives in charge of the show.
Especially the executives. We love those people.
I just wanted to shout out my executives.
I'm visualizing right now. It's not even a TV show. It's not a part of any Southern Charm anything. It's a 1 hour special, Shep's Wedding. It's a standalone feature length piece of content. I see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, just come with me to the doctor's office. Something stupid's gonna happen. I can guarantee you.
Look, it's going to happen. You just got to stick with me. It's going to happen. You just got to stick with me.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
Really...
Always be recording, as they say.
Oh yeah, dude. So there's this guy, Trey Boston. He played for the Panthers.
Okay.
And he's a partner with my tennis league, Intense. He has a cameraman with him at all times. All times.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like, Shep, it's content. And I'm like, you might be onto something there, you know?
So yeah, streamers, every streamer does it. And then, there are people who have teams of camera people in multiple cities, and they just follow you around pumping gas and doing whatever.
But Shep, it would, if you showed up with a camera guy all the time, it would harm your image, I think. I don't think that it could be beneficial financially, but I think it would take something away from you.
Maybe so. And who's going to edit all that shit too? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. There are plenty of 19-year-olds that would kill to edit that. They got nothing but time. Nothing but time.
That's true.
Do you live at the beach, right?
Yeah.
Did you finish that house?
No, it's months away from being finished. So right now, I'm sort of my home base is the mountains of North Carolina, and where my folks are. But I don't have time to do anything. I'm going in I got to go back to Charleston the end of the week for some post production, and then New York for the week for press, and then I'm playing Pine Valley golf course. I'm very excited about that. And then I go into Australia. The Bravo, their Bravo equivalent is called Hey You, and they're flying me to Australia with a group of other Bravo people for 6 days, and I can't wait. I love Sydney. I've been once and loved it. And then
Sydney rocks.
And then after that, I've decided my friend from Melbourne's going to come up, and we're going to fly over to Perth, and then 2 hours north to this place called Exmouth, and it's like some of the best surfing and fishing, and you just rent like a dune buggy and you go around and all these little villages. I'm like, yes. That's what I'll say yes
That's
to.
Great. All right, so if on a trip like this when you're sandwiched with all these other Bravo personalities, who's your go-to from another show? Like, who's like, thank God the homie's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll have at least one.
I get in trouble for this. I don't know anybody. I don't watch. I don't even mean
you know him from the show. I just mean like you met him and you liked him. You're like, shit, at least they're coming.
Right. I mean, I'm friends with Kyle from Summer House and Carl from Summer House.
Sure. Okay. That makes sense. You guys are all same age group,
Carl.
Yeah, I don't even know, guys. Like I'm gonna spend.
You don't ask who's coming. You're just like, what time is the flight?
They're like, don't you know her? She's the queen of Housewives in New York. I'm like, I don't watch. I never have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can't. You're too close to it. You can't watch. It would be too much.
I watch sports and I watch documentaries and movies.
Sure,
that's it.
Yeah, you're a real man. Yeah. You're not like me.
You don't watch reality. You make it.
Yeah,
exactly. On Bravo.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I can't fucking lie to you, Shep. I'm not a man. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You like it?
No, not really. That's not my that's not my flavor of like, I don't know anything about Rhode Island. Yeah, I don't know enough about the local customs and culture to understand why these people are crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I think you need more info.
I think you learn that. I learned in Rhode Island that seafood is not a personality, but they find a way to make it.
Apparently, Salt Lake is wild. Like,
well, that's the wildest one because it's got the Mormon shit, and the chicks are all hot, guys are all maybe gay, and everybody drinks soda because that's all they can do. It's a reality show where the people are so crazy and they're not drinking. Yeah. Like, think about that. That, like, drinking is a core tenet of reality television.
It sure is, and that's another part.
It'll take a toll.
It can be dangerous.
Yeah, for retreat number 2, you're going to be barfing next to somebody who's trying to kick Dr. Pepper from Salt Lake.
Yeah. Exactly. No, but then they put the vanilla syrup in. I just can't stop. I can't
there's
stop.
All these interesting people that are into ayahuasca. I think you guys know a few of them, but like,
We know a few.
Kelly Slater's on the board of the place where I went. So
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and,
I think like a lot of things, if it works for you, you keep doing it. It's why not? Like whatever we got to do to get through life and make us feel better, we got to do it. I mean, that's kind of where we're at.
Oh man, I'm getting excited or nervously excited about the next time I'm going to go visit. You guys should come,
dude.
Actually, I was curious. How much does it cost?
It's like, depending on it's been anywhere between like $5,000 or $6,000, something like that.
I mean, that's not crazy for a week.
Okay. But you were describing it as like a very like high level, like
it was nice.
luxury
There's a
resort.
gym, there's a cold plunge, a steam room, an awesome pool. You can sit by, the food's good, and again, the staff's great. So
yeah, I mean that's reasonable.
Yeah, and you can turn that into a trip, going around Costa Rica too.
Any kind of trip you like.
I'll bring my longboard. All right, Shep, thank you.
Yeah.
The book is in stores everywhere. Good to see you again. And look, have a good rest of the summer, and we'll see you in Charleston.
Which hotel are you in, Chris?
I'm in the Berkeley City Club in Berkeley. Look it up. It's crazy. It's like a historically protected hotel that was designed by this pretty well-known West Coast female architect. It has this crazy indoor pool. It's a very strange. It's a funny place.
I love the Bay Area, man. It's awesome.
I do too. Have fun in Atlanta. Have a good summer, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, dudes. Anytime. I love talking to you.
Yeah, man. You too.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Our pleasure, buddy.